Well, isn't this a joy? Steve Carell, welcome to the project.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So, how does Gru manage to be the most lovable character in the world while simultaneously being the world's greatest supervillain?
Well, you know, one of the things I like about these films is that there's a little bit of an edge to them, but kids love that. And I think that's part of what's fun about the character is that you think that he's evil, he wants to be evil, but ultimately he's a marshmallow.
Is that the character or is that just you? Because you are famously the nicest man in showbiz. Did they give you a really horrible character and you just couldn't help but imbue it with sweetness and light?
Or maybe in real life, I am a despicable, horrible human being, and I'm just playing against type by playing a nice person.
But see, only a lovely person would say that. This is the paradox that you've put me in here.
That's exactly it. These movies are just full of paradoxes.
Yeah, pathos and paradox. That's exactly what it's about. What were you like as a 12-year-old? Did you have dreams? What did you want to be?
When I was 12, I wanted to play professional ice hockey, and I was a goalie. So that's what I wanted to do. That's what I thought was my vocation.
I really thought goalies were just the kid that you just convinced to take the worst job. I didn't know that people actually wanted to be the goalie.
Maybe that's true, and I just wasn't aware of it. Maybe I was talked in. that might have been the case.
It's like being the bass player in a band. It's the same.
I also played the bass.
Oh my God! Really? You're not making this up?
No, it's terrible. Now all of this is coming. Now it's all coming back to me that nobody wanted to do the things that I was doing.
Sorry, I don't. Have I touched a nerve here? I wasn't intending this to be a therapy session. I wasn't.
I think we've opened up a wound that I didn't know existed up until this point.
Gru isn't the only terrible character with a heart of gold that Steve's played.
Michael, Carell Stills for you.
Who?
Carell Stills,
Do I know a Carell Stills?
your realtor.
Oh yeah, put her through. Hey, Carol, how goes the real estate biz? Is it real good?
Still me. Sometimes I don't put Michael through until he's already said something.
Who's the better boss, Gru or Michael Scott?
They're different kinds of bosses. You know, Michael Scott wants to be loved and respected, and he wants everyone to think he's really funny. Gru just wants to be all-powerful, but underneath it all, he's a real softie. So I guess maybe that's the commonality between them, because I think they both have a really soft, human, genuine side to them. Ultimately, they care about the people that work for them.
But one wants to be loved and isn't, and the other wants to be feared and despised and isn't.
Yeah, they both come up short.
Both of them fail on their own terms. Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent. Michael Scott, he had sort of the perfect arc, like the way his personal story finished in The Office. It's got a bow on it. You know, it's like it was always conceived to be that way. But then I hear recently that it was possible that it might have kept going. Is it true that you were willing to keep going with The Office at the point that it ended?
No, I was ready to go. You know, after I wanted to fulfill my contract, and it was 7 seasons, and I thought it was time. I didn't want any of the stories to be retold. And I liked the fact that the show went on and other characters were able to get more airtime and have their stories fleshed out a little bit more. So I think that was important as well, because the character of Michael Scott, you know, he sucks a lot of energy out of the room. And I think by taking that component out allowed the other characters to flourish too. So I think it was, you know, I think it was a good thing as well.
In the world of comedy, Steve's leaving a legacy both in front of and behind the camera.
Were there sort of passing comments that somebody made along the way that did sort of change your trajectory?
Mine's Steve Carell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said, what you did was really funny, and I just really want to encourage you. You know, and I just wanted, I want you to really hear that I'm encouraging you, you know, and I was like, thank you. You know, I was just on air.
Were there people that had that effect on you when you were young in the world of comedy?
One thing that comes up specifically, I was a huge fan of Jim Carrey movies, and I'd never met him. And at the premiere of The 40-Year-Old Virgin, the lights went down at the end of the film and people applauded. And when the lights came up, Jim Carrey was standing next to my seat and was like the first to shake my hand. And I'll never forget it. He leaned in and whispered into my ear, "Welcome to the club." And I just, that to me, like, meant more than anything. And I've worked with him since, and I really admire him. But I'm sure he doesn't remember it, and I'm sure it was just a blip in his day. But that had a huge impact on me.
Steve Carell, you are, I think, officially my favourite bass-playing ice hockey goalie, and it's been wonderful to have the chance to speak to you.
Someday I'll get dressed in my goalie equipment and play the bass.
You'd be in a club of one. No one else would have pulled that off.
It would be the song of the disenfranchised.
What a great title. You already got it sorted. This is brilliant. You're a genius. You're a genius. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Oh, it was so delightful.
Oh, it's delightful, yeah. Every moment of it was delightful. Minions, The Rise of Gru hits cinemas this Thursday.